mine, and I fix just about everything. Figure it's helpful, throw it on the internet, help somebody out. So here's the situation. My parents went away on a week's vacation. No, they got a dryer. It's an LG Trom. This model number is a DLE 3777W, 777 in there. Do you get that? So it's an electric dryer. Just unplug it. The problem that we're having with this one is that it's not getting hot. You can run these clothes in here for 45 minutes an hour, and they're still wet and cold. Cold because there's snow outside on everything, and so with the exhaust there, it's just cold air coming into it. So the problem with this one is we bought this one from somebody who had it a little bit, and I think there was something wrong with the exhaust on this. And basically the lint, you know, the lint that you get in the lint trap, like here, we're pretty good about keeping this clean, but they weren't, and there was just a ton of lint. I don't think they even knew what a lint trap was. There's an exhaust tube that you have here. Let me just show you what the problem is. This is called the thermostat. I don't know where to start or end with this. I got so much information to dump on you, I don't know what to do with it. When you look at the back of it, this is where the exhaust comes from. It comes from the lint trap out through this. So anything that goes around the lint trap from it being too full, you wind up getting in here. So to get to that sensor, basically what this is, let me just break it down for you for a minute. This thermostat, it's like an on-off switch. But it's permanent, is it doesn't have a reset button. You have the same thing in your furnace, but basically if there's a runaway fire from lint is super flammable. This is a lint sample taken from the lint trap in the dryer. Normally I work on a nice clean sheet, but not this one. We're going to explore the flammability of this lint. So of course if you torch anything it's going to burn up real quick, so we're going to transfer to the lighter, but the lighter's lost its wheel. So we do it this way. Poof, it's gone. That stuff just burns. So I try a little bigger piece. You see that it caught fire really quickly and easily, so we're just going to go like that. That's pretty flammable stuff. If anything will get a fire going, this will. I know a number of people that use this as a fire starter. They actually save it. It burns like a candle and it lights really quick. It's an amazing tinder. If you're going to do a backpacking thing or you want to experiment with flint and steel successfully, this is a good way to do it. But it may smell like burning hair, because sometimes there's hair that gets in it too. I wouldn't say it's explosive, but it makes some awesome fire starter or tinder. So you have this awesome fire starter or tinder that gets in here. The heater unit's on this side, and basically if there's all that tinder in there with that heater, there's a potential for fire. This is where this guy comes in. So the circuitry that leads to the heater to get it to come on, basically this is like a fuse, like an inline fuse. If there's a fire, there's basically a bimetal plate that just gets all concave. Let me show you what it looks like. I took the other one out and just basically tore it all apart. Tore the end cap off, basically the little cap that goes on here. Pulled that off and looked inside. Let me show you what I found. So you've got this little guy, and you see it's kind of shaped like a dish or a cup. And basically once you heat it up and the one side goes convex or concave, it pushes down on a little white piece of plastic. That's it right there. It goes into here. So this little plate, it's all loaded up like that, and it makes that little white thing stick out. And when that white thing sticks out, it interrupts the circuit, so that the circuit's open. It's like there's two little wires in here, and if this gets fire or hot, it like warps it, and it makes those contacts come undone. So then your heater won't work anymore. It basically, it's like using a weed eater on an extension cord and cutting the extension cord. Basically, if there's a fire, it just interrupts it. So we need to put the new one in there. I cleaned the dryer out really good. And to get to this thing, you just go in through the back, you just pull one screw out of this. So you just pull that screw out of the way, slide out the tube, toss the flashlight in there. And you can see right there where the arrow's pointing, that's where the thing goes. Now we cleaned all the lint out of this. We went nuts on it with the vacuum cleaner, got all the lint out of everything so that it wouldn't be a fire hazard, and then completed the one cycle that was on, because of course it's going to break down on the weekend. So when you look at your multimeter, you can tell if yours is good or bad before tearing into it and completely destroying it, because the resistance. So I've got this set to continuity. So if you go to 0, that means that you're getting circuit, it's flowing through, electricity is going to make it through. So if I touch this, look at the meter, 1 means an open circuit, or it's not getting through. So let's just clip onto this side, that'll work best. That way this guy is going to face the camera. So if I touch this on the new one, you can see that it's good. It's just as if I were touching my leads together. Okay, now with this one, you can see that I had it in just like this. You can see the contacts are actually together. So if I push down on this, it opens the contacts. That little white thing touches that little bump in the middle, and it breaks the connection. It causes it to open circuit. The actual contact is underneath of this right here, under the silver plate, on the bigger silver plate, the one that's oriented at the top. The way this all goes together is that this plastic part goes in like this, and then the white one goes in, and then your bimetal plate. So if all of this is held together and I hold it down, what do you think is going to happen? You see it's an open circuit. Now there's ones that you can get that have a little push button on the back of it, and with those you can just push a button and they reset. But these are junk. These are like $8 or $10. I bought this one from an appliance repair place and they gave it to me for $3. So I gave the guy an extra $2 tip. But that's how the thermostat works. I'd call it a flame interrupter switch, or it's like a breaker or something if there's a flame present. But anyway, that's how you get to it. That's where it is. It just goes on the, see that metal box is the heater unit. So there's plumbing that goes to the back of it so it can breathe. This was all full of lint as well. You can get to most everything through here. And then if you want more access, you've got these little covers on the end, and you can pop these out. I'll reach through from, you can use a screwdriver and pop them out from this side and gain access. You can't get to your thermostat through the sides though, unless you got really long arms, because there's one of these on each side. But for cleaning out the lint, and if you don't want to have this happen again, you got to clean out the lint. And of course the little flat spot here is perfect for little kids to put coins. So a pile of coins on this side and one on the other side we had to clean out too. You don't want coins bouncing around in there. But here's the one on this side. And you can see a little better view about where that goes. It goes right there. So getting that thing in there, it's a juggling act. I'm going to show you what I did to make it a little bit easier. I took the bit out of the screwdriver. I got one of these little multi-drivers with a bunch of different bits on it. So this is lighter, simpler, easier to work with, and I can hold it and back it up with my hand. So I go in there with it like this, and then I've got a flashlight back out here shining in there so that I can see what I'm doing and get it started in the hole. So that hangs just like a picture on a picture frame. So you just go in there like that, get it up to the hole, because you can see, feel around, get it in there, and get that started in there. And then once you have that one, then you can get that second screw in. And it just mounts in there just like that. So when it's all said and done, that's what it should look like. There should be about that much room there. And there's basically a hole, because the fire will want to get out the hole and it'll hit that sensor, go by it, heat it up. So I'm going to show you one more thing on this video. It's kind of fun. The old parts, remember that disc I was telling you about? You can hold it, support it with your 2 fingers, then push from underneath, and turn it one way, flip it over, turn it the other way. So it is resettable. It's just once the fire causes it to pop that way, because of the one side expanding more than the other. Like I say, the ones have a push button, so you just reach in there Just push it back. I like the idea of the push button because then you know that you got to clean it out. But the thing is with this one, you got to pull it off to where the fire was. You could see a bunch of burned lint in there. It was necessary to get it out of there in order to clean around it. So once you know the trick of just kind of hanging it picture frame style like I was showing you, then they're not too hard to get back in. You don't have to pop the outside things unless you lose screws because somebody knocks on the door and you get distracted and drop it. When you're all done, you're putting the dryer back against the wall. You want to make sure that you get the dryer vent tube such that it's pulled out. You know, they shrink and expand. I expand it out to the dryer and then clamp it tightly because if you get a bunch of lint and everything back here, it can get back in through these vents and create the same problem you just solved. And you don't want to have to solve the same thing twice. Be easier the second time, but hopefully I've made it pretty easy the first and you can get it clamped up and just be happy with that. Hope you enjoyed my video. You want that sensor in there. If the sensor's not in there and you have a lint fire, it's just going to burn, baby, burn. This basically is a good thing to have the flame detected so you can turn it off and not have it keep going. But by the time it's up and burning, who knows? I don't know. Maybe it'll just burn out anyway. Cheers.